Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hello everyone, hello. No issues. Okay, that's great. Amazing, guys, amazing. Okay, so how are you guys? You're audible. Okay, thank you so much, guys. How are you? Fine. Okay, that's great. So welcome to this particular new boot camp that we have started in C++ that we are going to have. We're going to learn about arrays as well as linked lists. Today will be an introductory session so that you guys are like familiar with what we are going to learn over the next 7 days, what will be the entire process and everything. Okay, we'll be starting out with arrays. We'll be then moving on to linked lists. These will be the two topics that we'll be covering in these 7 days itself. Okay, and you don't need to know any type of programming language before starting this particular bootcamp. You don't need to worry about it. We will try to make sure that whatever we are teaching, we will be explaining all the code as we go. Okay, so along with the same, if you guys want to go into a little bit in depth with the programming language as well, we'll also share some resources with you so that you are able to go to like much more advanced level into the programming language. When coming to the bootcamp, our main focus will be learning arrays, some particular questions in the arrays, as well as linked lists and some particular questions in the linked lists as well. So that will be our main focus. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. I just forgot to wear on my t-shirt. Okay. Great. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Shaurasana and I'm the co-founder at DevTown. Previously, I've worked as a data scientist, a data analyst, a machine learning engineer, a full stack engineer, and a software engineer at firms like Reliance, Geo, Fastnell. I've also been working for Google and I used to go on behalf of Google to various different universities where I used to teach different topics like data science, full stack, and other technologies as well that were up and incoming. After that, we started to create DevTown, a non-profit organization that goes about teaching various different technical stuff, whether it be different technologies, whether it be data science, full stack, whether it be languages like C++, JavaScript, Java, C Sharp, or even like data structures and algorithms, etc. So that is what we do right over here. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so are you guys able to listen to me properly? Please do let me know, guys. Great. Okay, so that was a quick introduction about myself. It would be great to know something about you guys as well. So if it's possible, do let me know in the live chat from which college are you from and which year and which branch. So for example, for me it was Birla Institute of Technology and I was from CSE, so I was from BITS CSE. So in the similar way, if you guys, it will be great to know something about you guys as well. So of course I'm a passed out person, so I cannot specify my year, but yeah, if for example if I'm from the first year of, let's say, IIT Delhi or maybe KIIT or something like that, do let me know. It will be great to see. Okay, so people are from CSE, people are from IIT, people are from Delhi University, BSc, NCS. Okay, that's great. IIT Dhanbad, that was very close. Okay, that's great. KIIT CSE, so I know a lot of people from KIIT as well. Of course, pass out people itself, not who are studying. Okay. Righty, Dhanbad. Okay, we are having second year CSE, EC, Bhopal. Okay. Okay, I'm able to see like people are from various different colleges and universities as well as from different branches as well. That's really amazing to see right over here. Okay, now I will just brief you up about the next 7 days, how it is going to happen, and what will the processes that we'll be following. Okay, so try to pay a bit of attention to it. Okay, because this is very important for you guys to remember while moving further as well. Now for the next 7 days, okay, we will be learning about arrays and linked lists. These will be the only two topics that we'll be covering. Of course, it isn't possible to cover the entire data structures and algorithms in just 7 days. It takes at least a minimum of 2.5 months to basically learn 90% of data structures and algorithms. Arrays and linked lists are one of the starting points of learning DSA. So most of the students who are coming to this bootcamp, I'm considering that you are like beginners itself. You have no like idea about programming languages or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about it. The entire bootcamp assumes that you know nothing. The only prerequisite for the bootcamp is understanding English, because the mode of communication that I will be using will be in English itself. Okay, so that is the only thing that I'm assuming. Okay, the rest of the stuff you don't have to worry about it. We will be doing it from scratch. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, the second thing that you need to know about the bootcamp is that this bootcamp has been brought to you in partnership with Microsoft. Okay, so you will be receiving the certificates via Microsoft as well. So let me just show it to you guys. Just give me a second. Okay, open up LinkedIn. So this is a certified bootcamp that has been brought to you by us. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. At the end of the bootcamp, you will be receiving certificates. Okay, how will getting these certificates? What is the attendance criteria? What is the criteria of getting the certificates? I will be telling you guys everything. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. So for example, this is one of the previous bootcamps that we conducted on Python and deep learning. So it happened, I think so, almost 3 weeks from right now. So it is a bootcamp that happened way back. So right over here, as you're able to see, this is a certificate that will be given to you via DevTown. Okay, so this is the certificate that we will be giving to you at the end of the completion of the bootcamp. You'll also be receiving a certificate via Microsoft as well at the end of the bootcamp. Once you have completed the bootcamp, I'll be letting you guys know the criteria for getting the certificates. You don't have to worry about it. So this certificate will be given to you via Microsoft as well. So these will be the two certificates that will be associated with this particular bootcamp. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, great. So once this is over, okay, so let me just brief you about the criteria for getting the certificates as well. Okay, let me just open up Paint so that it's much more apparent for you. Okay, so the criteria for getting the certificates is extremely simple. Every single day we will be taking your attendance. Now how the attendance will be taking we will be showing you a QR code on the screen itself. Okay, so every day the attendance will be different. Okay, so for example, for today I will be showing you a QR code on your screen. What you have to do is you have to, so this is a YouTube video. Are you guys able to understand this? This is a YouTube video. It's live, of course, but at the end of the class itself, the video will be made available to you with a lifetime access, so you don't have to worry about it. But you are able to understand that this is a YouTube video. Am I right, guys? You are able to understand that this is a YouTube video. Am I right, guys? Great. So as this is a YouTube video, you can pause the video, you can scroll it back a bit. Okay, you can watch the video again as well. So if you are able to go to our channel, okay, if you are able to go to our channel, let's say, let's go to youtube.com. Let's go to our channel right over here. You are able to see that in the video section. Okay, in the video section, you are able to see that all the videos that are there, all the previous boot camps that we have conducted are still available for you guys to watch again at any point of time. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. So anywhere in the middle of the video itself, I'll be showing you a QR code. Anywhere in the middle of the video itself, at any point of time, I will be telling you guys that I'm going to show you a QR code or something like that. What you have to do is you have to like note down the timestamp at that point of time, or take a screenshot of the QR code. As simple as that. Again, you can pause the video, take the screenshot, continue watching the video again. Okay, so once you have taken up the screenshot of the QR code, you have to scan it at a later point of time. Anytime you can scan it. Okay, basically every day the QR code will stop working at 12 midnight. So we'll be having classes at 6 o'clock. Okay, so we'll be having classes at 6 o'clock, and we'll be stopping the, like, you have to fill up the attendance form by 12 midnight itself. Okay, so you have 6 hours. You can attend the session live and then take your time, fill up the attendance form, and so on and so forth. So once you've scanned the QR code, now to scan a QR code, I'm very sure that you guys are much more tech savvy than us. Okay, so scanning a QR code must be a second nature to you. But still, if you guys aren't very familiar about how to scan a QR code, you can directly use your mobile phone if you have Google Lens in your camera. Okay, if you are having an Android phone, you can use Google Lens. You can use some online applications as well. Apps are there in the App Store to scan QR codes. If you're having an iOS device, whether it be an iPhone or something like that, you can directly just open up your camera and it will be able to scan a QR code from there itself. Okay, so that is what you will be doing. So once you have scanned the QR code, you will have to fill the Google form. It will be a Google form that you have to fill up properly. Please make sure that you are using the exact same email in every day's form. So every day the form will be new. There will be a new QR code every single day. You have to make sure that your email that you're using in the Google form is the absolute same email every single day. Okay, it's the absolute same email every single day. You have to make sure of that, because that is how we are tracking your attendance on a daily basis. The second thing that you have to make sure is whatever name that you're writing in your attendance form, it should be the name that you want on your certificate. Okay, don't fill any other name, because then the certificate will be generated on that guy's name or that girl's name or their name or whatever. So please make sure that your spelling is absolutely clear of your name. Okay, you should be making sure of it. So that is how you will have to fill up the attendance form on a daily basis. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. For those who are late into the class and haven't heard about like how to fill up the attendance and everything, again, this is a YouTube video. You can scroll a bit back and watch it again. You will be able to understand it. Okay, okay, great. So you guys are able to understand about the attendance, am I right? Now, for this particular bootcamp, as you are able to see, this is a bootcamp on data structures and algorithms. Data structures and algorithms don't associate themselves with a lot of projects that are there. Yes, whenever we are conducting bootcamps on data science, or whenever we are conducting bootcamps of web development, there is a project as well in the end of the bootcamp that usually goes forward with it. But in data structures and algorithms bootcamp, we usually have questions that will be giving you to solve, and will be asking you to submit the code of that question. Of course, we will be like coding the question live in the class itself. You don't have to worry about it. So for example, there's a question about writing the entire insert in linked list. Let's take up this particular as an example. So I'll be showing you in the class itself how to make that code. I will be making you guys understand the entire process. I'll be coding it live in front of you. I will be explaining it to you step by step itself, but I will not be providing the code to you. Now what will happen is, once the video has ended, okay, I will be asking you to submit that code back to us. That will happen on the 7th day. On the 6th or 7th day, I'll be asking you to, like, whatever I've taught to you in this particular class, you have to submit the same code back to us. Now, how to submit the code, where to submit the code, where to write the code, everything I will be telling you guys at the 6th and the 7th day itself. Not right now, because it's not necessary to know it as of this particular point of time. Okay, so I will be letting you guys know whenever we will be reaching the coding aspect of that particular stuff, how to submit the entire code and everything. So I'll be telling you guys at that point of time. Now, those students will be having 100% attendance. Okay, those students will be having 100% attendance. That is the entire 7 days of attendance itself. By scanning the QR code, those guys will be receiving the certificates via DevTown. Okay, those students will be receiving the certificates via DevTown. I've already showed to you the DevTown certificates. I hope so. Okay, so this is the DevTown certificate, as you are able to see from right over here. So those students who will be like having 100% attendance, they will be receiving only this particular certificate, that is the DevTown certificate. Now, when I will be asking you to submit the like code as well at the end. Now that code, again, like I said, I will be coding it live in front of you. I'll be explaining it to you, and you have to submit the exact same code. So you don't have to worry about it, sir, I don't know, or anything like that. I will be explaining you every single stuff. So now those students will be having 100% of attendance. Okay, those students will be having 100% of attendance, as well as the correct code submitted. Okay. Okay, so those students will be having 100% attendance, as well as the correct code submitted. Okay, only those students will be getting the certificates via Microsoft. Okay, again, the Microsoft certificates I have already showed to you guys as well. Okay, so let me just show it to you once again. So this is the Microsoft certificate that those students will be receiving. Like I said, this bootcamp does not come with a project, as this is a data structures and algorithms bootcamp, not a data science or a web development bootcamp. So it will be a code. Okay, it will be a question that we'll be working upon. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The attendance needs to be filled before 12 in the midnight. Okay, at 12 midnight the attendance link will be closed. Okay, that is the QR code will be closed. So for any student that is not able to, so I will definitely suggest you guys to attend the session live, because when you are attending the session live, it's much more easier to like interact and to talk to you guys and to basically understand stuff as well. That is the reason why I will suggest you guys to come up live to the class itself. Otherwise, if there is any criteria in which you are not able to attend the class live, you have till 12 midnight to basically update your attendance. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great, amazing, guys, amazing. Okay, so shall we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Shall we start with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Dhruv, I will be showing the QR code on your screen. Okay, so in the video itself, I'll be showing the QR code on your screen itself. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Okay, that's great. So let's get started with our today's class. Those who are not able to understand about the QR code and how to scan it, dude, like just Google it. Like I will be showing you the QR code on your screen. On my screen, I will be showing it to you guys. You'll be able to see in the video itself. If you don't know how to scan a QR code, just Google it. Like I hope that most of you know about it, because like right now when you are doing payments and everything, you are scanning QR codes up and down. If you're going to restaurants as well during COVID, they didn't have menus. They had QR codes that you had to scan. So anyhow, you can just Google about how to scan a QR code and you will be able to do it. Okay, there's no need for that. Okay, so let's get started with the class itself, guys. So again, in today's class, I'll be keeping it a bit short so that you guys are not overwhelmed with anything. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to take a pace. From tomorrow onwards, the classes will be of 1 to 1.5 hours long. Okay, so right now I'm saying, don't tell me that the class is 1 hour. No, just for today the class I'm keeping it short because it's the first day. I want you guys to feel welcomed. I want you guys to enjoy the learning process. But from tomorrow onwards, the classes will be of 1.5 hours, or sometimes even 1 hour as well. Okay, so that will be the length of the classes so that you guys are able to focus, because for us it's just 7 days. In 7 days we want to learn as much as possible. Okay, so that is our end goal. Okay, great. So let's get started right over here. First of all, what is data structures and algorithms? Does anybody has any idea about what is data structures and algorithms, and why is it important? Like, why are we learning data structures and algo? Okay, data structures and algorithms, or DSA, is what we are going to learn, and we are going to use the programming language of C++ to be able to do that. Okay, so let's try to understand this. Now, data structures and algorithms, basically there are various data types in any programming language that you're dealing with. We'll be learning about data types. What are data types? What are the different things? We will be understanding about it. Don't worry about it. It's just a quick introduction about why data structures are so important to learn, and where are they used in a very practical sense, and what are we going to learn about. So data structures and algorithms is basically like, think about it as a bucket. Okay, there's a lot of data around the entire world. Okay, you are having data when you're creating a profile on Facebook or Instagram, let's say. So you're creating an Instagram profile, you're having pictures, you're having names, you're having friend suggestions, you're having friend networks. So every friend that you have like 1,000 other friends, and everyone is connected to each other. Now this type of data needs to be stored somewhere, and this type of data cannot be stored in a normal database. Okay, they need some specified special kind of data carriers or maybe containers in which they can store these type of data that are so like, just imagine about it. So for example, this is you at the center of the entire universe. It's you, because we think that we are the center of the entire universe itself. So right over here, this is you on Instagram. Okay, you have like 10 friends on Instagram. Okay, let's say you are having 10 friends of Instagram right over here. Each of those friends are having like 10 different friends of their own, and so on and so forth. Now these type of data that you are able to see, these cannot be stored in a normal data set. In a normal way, these cannot be stored. There needs to be a special kind of structure, a special kind of container that needs to be there to be able to store these unique kind of data that is there at any point of time. Okay, to improve the efficiency of the process. So for example, querying about, okay, so for example, is this your friend or not, or is this a relative friend or not? So when you go to somebody's profile, you are able to see that, okay, so me and him have like 25 common friends of ours. So on and so forth. You are able to see that the many kinds of operations that need to be performed on the data, you will be able to enhance the optimization. Okay, whether it be how they are stored in the memory. Okay, maybe they are using less space in the memory. Maybe how they are, like how fast we are able to query them. Okay, how fast we are able to bring some knowledge from the data itself. So these data structures were basically containers. Okay, data structures are nothing else but containers in which we are able to store different kinds of data together in a very like unified manner, depending upon what is the requirement of that kind of data. Okay, so that is basically the use of data structures. Now, when you are having data structures, you need to perform various type of operations on it. Okay, like I said, maybe finding out how many common friends are there between two different people. Maybe finding out a suggestion, whether this particular person should be suggested as a friend to like that follow this particular person or not. So all these different queries that you are having, all these different questions that you are having, to get the answers of those questions in a very like fast manner, because you cannot wait for like 3 days to get a friend suggestion. You cannot wait for like 2 days to get the total number of people who are common between the two of you. So to get these answers as fast as possible, there are different kinds of algorithms that have been created based on these data structures. Okay, there are different kinds of algorithms that have been created by different type of scientists, computer scientists, maybe mathematicians, who have created these algorithms that you can use, okay, to basically do a particular like solve a particular problem in the fastest way possible, in the best possible manner. Okay, so algorithms is something that you have already learned in mathematics. These are like step-by-step instructions on how to solve a problem. Okay, so data structures and algorithms is one of the most important topics when it comes to anybody who wants to pursue any type of career in computer science. Whether you are going into data science, whether you're going to do web development, whether you're going to do software engineering, cybersecurity, any kind of field that has a remote resemblance or a remote link to the IT field, okay, or there is any kind of coding inside of it, data structures and algorithms are the most important thing to learn for that particular person. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. And that is like, and see, these data structures, there are various data structures that are there. For example, in this particular bootcamp, we are going to learn about arrays and linked lists. But these are not the only two data structures that exist. These are the most basic data structures that are there that any beginner should start off from learning a new thing. Okay, but yes, there are other data structures like trees, graphs, stack, heaps, queues. There are so many different data structures that are there, and so many different algorithms that are based on these data structures that you have to learn at any point of time. But yeah, we will be looking at some of these data structures, that is arrays and linked lists, in these particular bootcamp. And we'll be looking at some algorithms as well, so that we are able to get a good grasp of the same. Okay, now data structures and algorithms basically comes into two different parts. Okay, first you have to learn the data structures and the algorithms that are there, and then once you have learned the technical knowledge, the theoretical knowledge, then you need to implement it inside of code as well, because we are here to learn coding, not just the research that has been made or some assumptions that have been made. We need to see how to implement it in like a code. So we'll be using C++ as the language of choice in this particular bootcamp to be able to implement arrays and see some of the algorithms, see some of the operations that can be done on arrays, and in the similar way for linked lists as well. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Say you show the certificate. In the certificate there is no signature from company. So I'm not able to understand what is the problem. Which signature are you searching for? Because this is an entity, not a particular person who is issuing the certificate. A company does not have a signature. A particular person has a signature. Like, that is this common knowledge. And this, every single certificate, for example, the DevTown certificate, it will be sent by DevTown, that is me. But the Microsoft certificate will be directly coming from the Microsoft itself. We are not going to send the certificates. We just send them the list of students that we have figured out that they haven't cheated in their code, or they haven't like submitted someone else's code or something like that, and they have 100% attendance. Microsoft verifies it and then sends the certificates to them. Again, there's a common knowledge out there. Okay. The second thing, guys, for those who aren't, so of course, if you're attending this particular bootcamp, you don't need to worry about not knowing any kind of programming language. We'll be going step by step. We'll try to understand as much as possible going further. But if you still are interested into learning like C++ in a lot of depth itself, like from like the most beginning part to the most advanced version, okay, what you can do is on our channel itself, we have a playlist. Okay, you can go to our playlist. So we have updated our playlist for Java. Right now, we are currently posting daily videos on learning the Java language from scratch to the most top. It has been made by a particular person from HCL Technologies. So again, like, you will be able to learn very well from right over there. Otherwise, if you want to learn C++, we have this particular C++ core concepts playlist that is there. You can either choose between the 5-hour video that includes all the things that we have covered up about C++. So you can directly come to this particular video, as you are able to see from right over here. It covers the entire C++ as a programming language, hands-on programming language, in its like, it covers everything. For example, it starts off with like introduction to the language, reference variables, type of components, variables and data types, input and output, conditional statements, loops, functions, operations, arrays, strings, introduction to pointers and dynamic allocation, pointer arithmetics, call by reference, exception handling, object oriented programming, access specifiers, constructors and destructors, every single thing that is important for the language itself, from the utmost start to the most advanced level, you will be able to learn from this particular video. So if you guys want to like learn a programming language, I will suggest that you should go with C++ or Java for data structures and algorithms itself. For other things, for data science, of course, go with Python. For web development, of course, go with JavaScript. But if you want to learn data structures and algorithms or even competitive programming, you should choose between C++ or Java. Now, C as a programming language is just for your university examinations. It is not good enough for interviews. Okay, nobody is going to ask you C in interviews. It's just like asking ABCD to a particular person when he's going to give the examination, both a board examination of 12th standard. They are not going to ask ABCD. So that's the reason why like C++ or Java should be your programming language of choice. Now, why to learn data structures? Okay, now we understood like a bit about data structures. Of course, we are going to learn about arrays, C++ and linked list as well. But why is it important? Like, why are we here? Why are we learning data structures and algorithms? Now, whenever you're going for any kind of technical interviews, whether it be for any company that you will go forward to, whether it be Google, Microsoft, Amazon, whether it be TCS, Infosys, Wipro, whether it be like any startup as well. Now, if you are applying for a technical position, okay, whether it be like data science, full stack, web development, or maybe like something like app development or cybersecurity, or maybe just a software engineer, anything that you're applying for, one of the interview rounds, okay, before the interview even starts, you are having coding rounds itself. Okay, there are some coding rounds. Now, inside the coding rounds, they will give you some questions, okay, and you will have to solve those questions itself. You will have to write the code for those questions. Now, this is where the knowledge of competitive programming or CP, okay, competitive programming or CP right over here. Okay, so competitive programming is basically like, first, when you are learning data structures and algorithms, you will be using whatever you have learned in data structures and algorithms and implementing it inside of competitive programming. Basically, competitive programming is nothing else that you will have 3 questions and you will have 1 hour to write the code for all those 3 questions. We'll have like 6 questions and 3 hours, and you'll have to write the code for all those 6 questions. Okay, and the time limit is basically 3 hours itself. And there, when you are writing the code for that particular question, you will have to know the basics of data structures and algorithms, that you're able to use those data structures and algorithms to solve that particular question. That is basically competitive programming. Okay, so there's not a lot of like difference between data structures, algorithms, and competitive programming. You need to learn data structures so that you are able to do competitive programming at the end of the day. If you have passed out from, like, if you have passed the coding rounds that are there for any company, then you are having the interviews, where there will be a particular person who will be sitting in front of you and asking you questions. Inside the interviews itself, the first interview round that will be there, that will be a purely data structures and algorithms round. Plus they will be asking you questions either from C++ or Java, whatever you have like selected. If you are doing data structures in C++, they'll be asking you questions in C++. If C++ like as a language question, and then if you are doing data structure algorithms in Java, they will be asking you Java questions. So you have to make sure your data structures algorithms and C or language knowledge is up to the mark, so that you are able to sit in those interviews itself. So that is the reason why learning data structures algorithms is very important. Of course, like, there's not a lot that you can like, of course, for example, the last project that I worked with, that I had to use the knowledge of data structures into a project itself, was basically making a graph based network search algorithm. So like, it was basically like I had to search for photos based on the similarity of 2 photos itself. So right over there, I had to create a graph based algorithm that I had to use to basically search for photos that were the most similar to the photo that I currently had. So when you're learning data structures and algorithms, you're learning it because you want to get placed. And after that, only the next few interviews would be based on your data science skills or your full stack skills. Before that, it's purely data structures and algorithms and the language that you're using that you should be able to know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Those students who are writing present sir on the live chat, I know that you are not listening to me at all. This is not the way I'm taking the attendance. Everybody knows it, because I've already explained how the attendance is going to be taken place. Okay, so don't waste your time writing present sir. You are disturbing the other students as well. Okay, if you're not here to learn, like, that's totally up to you. You can just pause it, go away and watch Netflix and chill, bro. Why are you wasting your time right over here? Okay, so you guys are able to understand the importance of data structures and algorithms, am I right? Great. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to start off with learning about arrays. Okay, this like just an introduction about the topic itself. Like I said, this is the first day. I don't want to overburden you. From tomorrow onwards, there will be classes of 1.5 hours. I will directly go into coding. Okay, so whatever I'm just explaining to you today, from tomorrow we are directly going into coding. We'll be start to code and everything. Okay, today is the first day. I want to make sure that it's light and breezy so that you guys are able to enjoy the process as well. Okay, so how many of you are familiar with arrays? How many of you are not familiar with arrays? Let me know that. How many of you are not familiar with arrays, guys? So how many of you are not at all familiar with arrays? Can you guys let me know? Is my live chat buffering, or am I not able to see? Okay, some people are familiar, some people are not familiar. Okay, no issues in that. Okay, we'll be trying to understand the topic a little bit so that we are able to start with the coding from tomorrow onwards itself. Okay. Okay, no issues with that, guys. If you're not familiar with it, we are going to learn about it in this particular class. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the same. Okay. Okay. So let me get my pen. Let's get started. So now arrays is a particular data structure, one of the basic data structures that are there in like any programming language that you will be using at any point of time. Now arrays, for example, are basically you're storing data. Let's say you are having numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or maybe you are having the names of the students in a particular program, okay, or a particular school. Okay, you want to store that data somewhere. To store that data somewhere, you will be storing it in a particular data type that is called as arrays. Now arrays are famous because of its contiguous memory locations. Okay, how it is storing the data right over there. So for example, you are having a list of numbers. You're having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 right over here. You are having these 5 numbers that are there right now, and you want to store them inside an array. Okay, so now when you're storing it inside the array, it will be stored something like this. Okay, you will be creating a box. Okay, and each of these boxes inside of it, you'll be storing the element that you want to store. So 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, and then 50. Okay, right over here. Let me just make this box a bit smaller. So this is how it will be stored inside an array right now. Now, when you're storing any element inside an array, now when there is a number called as 10 inside the memory itself, when you're storing it inside your RAM, inside your SSD or HDD or whatever you are having out there. Okay, when you're storing it inside of it, each of these numbers take some space. Okay, let's say that this 10, okay, this 10 takes up 4 bytes. Okay, now every computer is basically consisting upon some bits and bytes that are there. Now, for example, 10 is an integer and it takes up 4 bytes of space to be able to store it. Okay, this taking up a random example out there. Okay, so that is the basic like unit of your memory. Okay, you must have heard about megabits. Okay, so how many like what is the speed of your internet? Okay, so like 1 Gbps. Okay, so or 1 Mbps. So what is Mbps? Okay, megabits per second or megabytes per second, depending upon which type of network that you're having. Okay, so every particular unit of memory is basically consisting about bits and bytes out there. So 10 will take up 4 bytes. Similarly, every single one of these integers are also integers itself, that these are numbers. Okay, so these numbers will all take up 4 bytes individually, 4 bytes of memory to be able to store this particular number somewhere. Okay, so right over here what we are going to do is, so for example 10 is going to take up 4 bytes. Okay, so this entire memory allocation inside our storage unit would take up a width of 4 bytes. Okay, similarly this will also take up 4 bytes, this will also take up 4 bytes, and so on and so forth. Now any type of memory that you are having at any point of time is basically defined by its address. Okay, so so for example, every house that you are having, just think about it, every house that you are having, maybe this is the house that is at the address of like 400th road. Okay, this is like 400 or something like that. This is the address of that particular house. Okay, now this particular house takes up like a space of like 100 units. Okay, so the next particular house will be at the 500 location, next particular unit will be at the 600 location, and so on and so forth, because each of these houses has a width of like, so let's say 100 units. Okay, the width of each of these houses is 100 units out there. If this house is starting at 400, okay, if this house is having the address right over here, this is like 400 units. Okay, 400 units, this is where the house is starting. It has a width of 100 units itself. What will be the address of the next house, guys? What will be the address of the next house, guys? What will be the address of next house, guys? It will be 500 because it starts at the 400th unit. It has a width of 100. So it will be at the address of 500. Okay, it will be at the address of 500. Again, this house has a width of 100 itself. The next house will be at the address of 600 then. Okay, the next house will be at the address of 600. Again, it has a width of 100. So again, it will be having the next house will be having the address of 700, and so on and so forth. As simple as that. The same thing goes on with the memory inside, like when you're storing the array, the same thing. It's a contiguous, this is called as a contiguous memory allocation. Okay, where like the next particular house is just like beside the first house itself. It's not somewhere else. It's not like one of the houses is in Bangalore and the other house is in Mumbai. No, it's not like that. If one of the houses is at 400, the next house will be immediately besides it. This is called as contiguous memory allocation. Okay, where the memory allocation is done in such a way that the elements or the elements of the array are one beside the other. Okay, that is one of the advantages of your arrays there, that all the different elements are grouped together to be stored. Okay, so for example, if this particular element is starting out as, let's say, from the address of 2000, okay, this is starting out at the address of 2000 right over here. Okay, then and has a width. Okay, this particular element takes up a space of 4 bytes. Okay, this particular element takes up a space of 4 bytes out there. Then what will be the address of the next particular element, guys? What will be the address of the next element? What will be the address of the next element, guys? Let me just switch on the light. It has become pretty dark out here. Exactly, it will be 2004. If the first element is located at the index 2000, the every element has a width of occupies the space of 4 bytes, then the next particular element will be at 2004. Similarly to that, the next element will be at 2008, and so on and so forth. This is how like the array is saved inside your memory. Okay, this is how the arrays are saved inside your memory itself. Now, along with the same itself, now why is this the case? Like, why is this important? Why are we learning this? Why can't we just like, okay, this is an array, let's start coding. This is how you make an array in C++. Why are we learning this? Because we need to understand the two important advantages of using an array. The first most important advantage of using an array, why array is so popular in today's world, is its cache friendliness. Okay, so CACHE, cache friendliness. Okay, so have you guys heard about cache, okay, or cache memory? Okay, have you guys heard about it? Cache or cache memory, have you guys heard about it? Please let me know, guys. Those who are a bit into like using laptops or desktops, or some idea about what is a cache memory. See, so cache memory is basically one of the fastest memories that are there inside of your computer. Sorry, not one of the fastest, the fastest memory that is present inside of your computer. Okay, so the slowest is your HDD, then comes the SSD, then comes your RAM, and then comes your cache. Now, if I'm saying that, okay, so why are we not replacing the entire like HDD or SSD or even the RAM with cache memory itself? Why are we using RAM and SSD and HDD? Because cache memory, as the as the memory, like the read and write speeds of a memory increases, okay, the cost of getting that built up also increases. The cache is also the costliest memory that is there inside your computer. So that is the same thing. Like when you are buying an HDD hard disk, okay, 1 TB hard disk will cost you like 3,000 bucks or 3,000 rupees. But when you are going with a RAM, okay, that is faster than a hard disk itself, it will cost you more. RAM will have greater read and write speeds, but you will get like 16 gigs of RAM for like 10,000 rupees. So as the space decreases, but the RAM is much more faster than your SSD or your HDD as well, and cache is much more faster from your HDD. Now, where is cache used in your computer? Now, all the mathematics that your computer does, okay, every kind of mathematics that your computer does, any type of arithmetic or mathematics or any type of computation that your your computer does, it is happening inside of your CPU. Now, this CPU basically first query. So for example, if it is doing a plus b, okay, the CPU is doing a very simple stuff, very simple arithmetic equation, a plus b. Now this a and b, it will first check into the cache because that's the fastest possible method, and usually the cache is usually integrated into the CPU nowadays. If you're going with Macs and everything, okay, that is where they have made sure that their CPUs are the fastest in the entire world. But right now the architecture of most of the CPUs are built in such a way that the cache memory is usually integrated inside the CPU itself, so that because the CPU will first like query the cache. The cache basically exists for the CPU itself, so it will first search the cache. If a and b are present right over there, it will directly do the computation, it will give you the answer. That's the fastest possible method. If it is not present in the cache, it will then go to the RAM. It will check the RAM. If it is present in the RAM, it will get it from the RAM, it will do the computation, and it will get you the answer. If it is not even present in the RAM as well, then it will go into your storage space, whether it be SSD or HDD. That is how it happens. So anything, any type of data that is present in the cache, that makes like as much data is present in the cache, it makes it much more easier for like the CPU to give you a faster computation itself. That is the reason why cache is so important. Okay, now in the same way, now why are we learning about this memory allocations and everything? Now, like I said, arrays are basically a contiguous memory allocated, like the memory, the whatever you elements that you are having in an array, that is basically stored inside of your HDD or your SSD as a contiguous memory itself. Okay, that is, all the elements will be together inside the memory. It's not that one of the element is present at the 2000 node, the other element is present at the 5000 node, the other element is present at the 20,000 node. It's not like that. If it is present, if the first element is present at the 10,000 node, 2000 node, the next element will be present at the 2004 node. The next element will be present at the 2008 node, and so on and so forth. Okay, so in the same way, whenever any type of query happens, now let's say that you have created an array. Right now you have created an array, you are doing some computation on that array. When you are doing some computation on the array, most of the time you will be using the elements itself to do that computation. Am I right? If you are searching for the names of a student itself, you will be searching it within an array that contains the name of the students. You aren't going to go anywhere else. Am I right, guys? Because it stores into sequence, so you are going to require that sequence itself. You are going to do all the computation on that sequence itself. Okay, so now it is present inside your HDD. It is present inside your HDD. Your array is present inside your HDD right now. So now you want the first element of the array. Okay, when you bring in the first element, so for example, it's not present in the cache, it's not present in the RAM, it will bring the first it will bring in the first element of the array from the RAM to the cache. Okay, to basically do the computation on it. Okay, to basically do the computation on it. Okay, so that is the reason. Now in this particular manner, when the computer is tasked with bringing a particular data from the RAM or from the HDD to the cache, it does not only bring that exact data. For example, if I want the data present at the 2000 location, I want this 10. Okay, I want this 10 right over here. Okay, I want this 10 right over here. I want to bring it into the cache. Okay, when this process is happening, it will not just bring this particular element into the cache. It will also bring some of the elements from the nearby addresses into the cache. Okay, because the probability of using those nearby elements increases. Okay, the probability of using those nearby elements increases, like in the code in the future. So cache, this is an optimization that is done by the cache itself. This is an optimization that is done by the cache itself, that it brings in the nearby addresses as well into the cache. It does not just brings in that particular element. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Okay, are you guys able to understand this? It does not just bring in that particular element. It also brings in the nearby elements along with it into the cache. Okay, now just think about it. What I said, like arrays are contiguous memory allocated, like the array's memory is allocated in a contiguous manner. So if the nearby addresses are also brought into the cache, most of the elements of the array would now be present in the cache directly to be accessed by your CPU. Are you able to understand this? Okay, now when the array, now when the cache, when you are bringing in the nearby elements, you are bringing 10, 20, 30 and 40 as well along with you. Now in cache, you are having 10, 20, 30 and 40 along with like 10. Okay, 20, 30, 40 is also now brought in the cache. You didn't bring it in. Okay, you didn't write the code to bring it in. You are not even using it. But the cache is already, like the cache has already brought it in for you. So that, because if you are working with the element 10, if you are working with the element 10, okay, you are working on an array. So you will also be working on the nearby elements as well. So this makes your code work a lot faster. This makes your code work a lot faster. And this is one of the first advantages of having arrays. The first advantage of having array is cache friendliness. Okay, cache friendliness is one of the first advantage of using a array. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So because this is an important interview questions, there are two advantages of using an array. One of them is cache friendliness and the other one is random access, and they will be asking you to explain it as well. That is the reason why I'm explaining. See, my job is to explain you on the basis of an interview prep itself. We don't train students for like just normal stuff, like you can just go and watch any YouTube video for that. Our job is to train students for interview prep, and whatever I'm teaching to you guys, it is a question that will be asked to you in an interview, in a job interview. This is one of the favorite questions that, okay, what are the two advantages of arrays? So you will be listing out, first of all, cache friendliness, and second of all, random access. So, okay, explain cache friendliness. How does cache friendliness work? What is its use? So that is how you will have to explain the entire stuff. Okay, so arrays are stored in contiguous memory allocations. The fastest memory is the cache. It is integrated into the CPU. Any kind of operation that needs to be done in the CPU, it will first look into the cache itself. So now when you want to do a particular operation on, let's say, the first index of the first element of the array itself, you'll bring in the first element, but because of cache, like the properties of cache, it will also bring out the nearby elements as well, into nearby addresses into the cache as well. Because of the contiguous memory allocations, most of the elements of the array also ends up being in the cache. Now if you're working on one of the elements of the array, the probability of you working on the other elements of the array also increases. So in that particular way, your code becomes a lot more faster, because now almost all your data of the array is into the cache itself. Okay, so that is how you have to explain the entire stuff. Okay, so like I said, some of you were asking about a brief once again, so I gave you a small brief once again as well. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Sohan Sai, I don't think so this guy has any work right now. I've already answered his question once. Some of the students repeated the answer for him again. Okay, I don't know why he's asking it again and again. Okay, one more thing, guys. Like I said, just like Sohan Sai or somebody else as well, I'm just taking one of the people as example. You are asking some questions, I have answered most of those questions. That is the reason why I take some time to watch the live chat to see if there is any unique question that I haven't answered yet. So if you are able to see a question that I've already answered, okay, so for example, what is cache or something like that, somebody is asking once again, so just like try to answer them. Okay, so that if there are any type of people who are not able to understand a particular stuff, or they are someone who have missed a particular stuff because they were really watching Netflix in the class. Okay, so just like try to help them out. It will be great so that you guys are also, because if I'm continuously asking, like answering questions again and again, like 5, 6, 7 times the same answer I'm giving, so you won't be able to learn anything new. So try to make sure that just try to like answer some of those questions. So why 50 will not come along with the other elements to the cache memory? Now that is a random thing. Okay, cache does not has a unique property that, okay, I will only bring 10 elements. Your array can have like 10,000 elements in the array. There can be 10,000 elements in the array as well. Okay, so cache does not have a unique property that, okay, I will just bring 10 elements into the cache itself. Okay, not more than that. It is something that is based upon the laptop that you're using, the company that is making the cache, the programming that has been done for the cache itself. So for example, Apple will have some different properties, Samsung books will have some different properties, AMD will have some different properties, Intel will have some different properties, so it will be different altogether. Okay, so that is the reason why, like I said, like it totally depends upon which company you are using. Okay, now once that is done, now for example, you are having 10,000 elements in an array. It won't bring in all the 10,000 elements into the cache. It will only be able to bring like 10, 20, or maybe like if you are having great cache, like 50 different elements into the cache itself, not more than that. Okay, it will not bring in more than that number of elements into the cache itself. But what is better, to have like 50 elements in the cache at once, and then like having like the fastest possible method to like read and write those elements and perform operations on that, or every time bringing one element into the cache, then performing the operation, then bringing another element into the cache, then performing another operation, and so on and so forth. So that does not make any sense out there. So that is the reason why cache friendliness increases the speed of the program. It is not that it is something that is like way drastic or something like that, but yes, that's one of the first advantage of using arrays. Okay, so let's now try to understand about what is the second advantage of using an array. For that, there's another concept that you need to understand. Most of the programming languages that you will be learning at any point of time, whether it be JavaScript, whether it be Python, whether it be C++, whether it be C, whether it be Java, any languages, most of the languages that you will be using, all these languages are called as zeroth indexed languages. Okay, all these languages are called as zeroth indexed languages. Now these addresses and everything that you were able to like get a small introduction about, these are something that happens in the memory. These are something that happens in the memory itself. Like these actually exist. Location 5000, location 2000, that actually exists somewhere in the memory. These are addresses that is there. Okay, so for example, my address would be, let's say, Bangalore, and inside of Bangalore there's like this society. Inside the society there's this penthouse, and inside the penthouse this is my number. So that would be the entire address that I'm having. Okay, it actually has a physical location associated with it. Okay, the second thing that comes up is indexes. Okay, all these different languages are called as zeroth indexed language, whether it be C, C++, C#, Python, Java, JavaScript. Every single language is a zeroth indexed language. Now what is a zeroth indexed language? Let's try to understand that right now. Again, taking up array, let's take up the same array, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 right over here. So this is our array that is there. Now, of course, when you're normally dealing like that, addresses and everything, that was just so that you are able to understand contiguous memory allocation as well as like cache friendliness. That is where you have to end it. Okay, that knowledge, just end it right over there. From this particular point forward, this is what you need to know. Okay, each of these elements, now when you have described an array, okay, it's there somewhere out there. Okay, you aren't going to learn about the address at which it is present. It's just not practical enough. There are like billions of addresses inside your computer. You cannot just remember all those addresses. So what all these programming languages done was, they have an index to each of these elements. Now what do you mean by index? For example, my house is 1004. That is the index of my house. The address to my house would be the Bangalore, here, whoever, in this society, in this building, in this tower, in this block, in this flat number. That will be my entire address of my house. But the index of my house, when it comes to just my building, when I'm talking to just my building itself, it will be 1004. Okay, that will be just be 1004 out there. Similar to that, in the arrays as well, each array will have a zeroth index. That is, it will start the indexing, that is the address. Okay, from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, these are the elements. Okay, these are the indexes for all these elements. So 10 is present at the index 0, 20 is present at the index 1, 30 is present at the index 2, 40 is present at the index 3, 50 is present at the index 4. And as we are starting the index count from 0 itself, this is the reason why C++ is called as a zeroth indexed language. Similar to that, like I said, other languages that I told you about are also all zeroth indexed language itself. That is, their indexing starts from 0. Okay, yeah, you can think about it as a plot number itself. You can think about it as a plot number itself. Okay, right now we are going to come at random access. Just like wait, like you cannot understand our random access without understanding about indexes. So like I said, everything I'm taking it from the scratch itself. I'm taking up, like, thinking about that you don't know about it. I'm taking up everything from I could have just said that, okay, like there are two advantages, cache friendliness and random access, and done. Let's move on to the next topic. The two type of arrays are like dynamic size array and fixed type of arrays. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to make sure that you guys are able to answer in an interview as well. So just okay, no issues in that. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, you are having the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 out here. Okay, now, for example, I want to access 30. I want to access 30. Okay, now this array, let's name this array as, let's say, what should we name this array? Let's say name this array as ARR. Okay, the name of this particular array is ARR right over here. If I want to get access to this 30, okay, if I want to get access to this 30, I can just directly write ARR and then the index, that is at which element, like I want to access 30. The index of 30 is basically 2. Okay, so having ARR2 is equals to, like that is how I'm able to get the access. So ARR2 basically refers to the value that is stored inside of the array at index 2. Okay, that is 30. This is how I'm able to randomly access any element that I want using their indexes. Okay, I'm able to access any element that I want using its indexes randomly. Okay, I don't have to like follow a pattern like, okay, from 10 I have to go to 20, then I have to go reach 30, and then okay, I found 30 or something like that. No, if I want to get an access to an element, I can randomly access it directly. Okay, it does not take any time. Okay, I can just write like the index. If I know the index of that element, ARR and then 2, and I'm able to get 30. Okay, because at the index 2, we are having 30 right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. And this is the second advantage of arrays, that is random access. This is the second particular use of arrays, that is advantage of arrays, that is random access. Are you guys able to understand random accesses and indexes? Please let me know, guys. I'm so sorry. Great. Now okay, so we'll stop right over here. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start directly with the two types of arrays, that is the fixed size array and the dynamic size arrays. Our focus, because we are directly going into data structures and algorithms, our focus is not about like going into the depths of the programming language itself. Our focus will be much more upon arrays and linked lists. Okay, so our focus will be on dynamic sized arrays, that is we'll be using vectors, STL, okay, standard template libraries, that is we'll start with vectors. Of course, I will be explaining you about fixed size arrays. I'll be showing you how to code them as well. But when we'll be doing our programming, we will be using directly vectors. We'll be learning about vectors. Don't worry about it. What is dynamic size programming? What is fixed size programming? You don't fixed size arrays. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that is what we are going to do tomorrow. We will be finishing off with arrays in the next 3 days. Okay, we'll be learning about some of the operations on arrays. We'll be learning about some of the different stuff that you can do on arrays itself. Okay, so it will be extremely easy. Today's class was a bit short, okay, because this is the first day. I don't want to overburden you. But from tomorrow onwards, we will be starting immediately. Please join the class on time. That is 6 o'clock itself. And we'll be having a class of 1.5 hours, okay? Because like you are able to see, if you are giving a less amount of time, you won't be able to do a lot of stuff. So we want to make sure that we are able to learn as much as we can. Okay, so please be on time so that we are able to start immediately with the programming from tomorrow onwards. In the meanwhile, if you guys want to like learn about C++ or something like that, you can definitely check out the video. Okay, of course, we will be doing the basics itself, but if you want to go to the most advanced level for both C++ and Java, we've already pushed out the videos. Okay, the C++ videos has been made by somebody from Barclays and Cisco. So these guys are currently working in the industry and they have taught you everything. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. Just one more thing, guys. Like I said, we are a non-profit organizations. For example, right now we were currently partnered up with Google up till the last month. Our partnership is again going to start from the 15th of August. So from 1st to 15th, whatever bootcamps are there, they are just in partnership with Microsoft. But after 15th, again, we'll be having Google as our partner. We'll be providing you the certificates, because I was not well. I was not able to do all the paperwork from the time itself. That is the reason why from 15th onwards, whatever bootcamp that we will be having, you will be getting the certificates via Google as well. But for this particular bootcamp, the certificates will be sent to you by Microsoft and DevTown. Another thing, there is no cost associated with this bootcamp. It's for free. There's no cost associated with the certificates as well. None whatsoever. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, just focus upon learning. Learn as much as you can. Okay, because we are doing this so that you guys are able to get a place where you are able to learn about new technologies, learn about the basics, think about what you want to do in your life. Okay, so try to make sure that you guys are able to help each other out as well. Okay, just try to help each other out. Join the Discord channel if you want. Okay, there, if you have any doubts, any queries, any questions, you can post your doubts and queries, and somebody from our community, so we already have like 22,000 students out there on our Discord channel right now, who are continuously engaged in like asking questions and solving each other's doubts and everything. So any type of material that you want or something like that, you can definitely reach out to them. Okay, they will be very helpful for you. Of course, our mentors are also there from like 35 different companies who are always engrossed in like helping students out. So definitely do that if you guys want. The link to the same is down the description of the video itself. You can definitely join the same. The second thing is, if you guys are interested, you can connect with me directly as well. Or you can, of course, follow our page, that is devtown.in. We are there on Instagram as well. So as you're able to see, every day we try to post something new. Okay, some information, or let's say how to master coding, okay, for 2022. So what are the different languages that you should do, or fundamentals. So every single thing that we are posting, okay, we try to make sure that you guys will be able to learn something new. So every single day, 5 minutes of your time you can give to the page. Just look at the post. You will be able to learn something new every single day. We also try to make things a bit light as well. I try to, like in the boot camps as well, I will try. So my jokes are very bad. Okay, so if I'm cracking a joke, you have to laugh. Okay, it's my self-confidence that you have to boost. Okay, but still, like, we will definitely try to make things light as well for you. So for example, this is one of the post that I liked a lot. So definitely connect with us on Instagram as well. You will be able to join us. The link for the Instagram channel is also down the description of the video. You can also connect with me personally if you want. So like my Instagram is like Shaurasana. So if you want, you can directly connect with me as well. It will be great so that I'm able to connect with you. Or else if you want to officially connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, so LinkedIn is the official place where you can definitely connect with us as well. As you're able to see, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. It will be great to be able to talk to you guys as well. Okay. Yeah, so that was it about the entire bootcamp. The link to the Instagram is down in the description of the video itself. You guys can check the description of the video. I'm so sorry. You'll be able to find the link for the Discord as well as for Instagram, as well as for LinkedIn as well. I think so. I'm not very sure of it. Yeah. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Discord, I've already provided to you guys with the same. Okay. Thank you so much, Ravi. We are currently working upon like making project-wise videos, topic-wise videos, whether it be for college preparation, university examinations, competitive programming examinations, anything like that. We are currently working on our DevTown bites as well. So yeah. So I will definitely like try to make sure that you guys are able to enjoy the same. So that was not our dog. That is the CEO of our company, the Chief Entertainment Officer. Her name is Susie. So we are a female-led organization at the end of the day. I will definitely, if you guys are interested, we'll definitely get a good get together with Susie as well. Okay, so that was a quick introduction about it. So let me just show you guys the attendance link for today. Just give me a second, guys. Guys, just make sure that you are learning. See, when you are here, you are coming for like learning something new. Focus upon the class. Okay, learn as much as possible. Interact with your peers and join a community. Like that's the aim at the end of the day, so that you guys are actually able to do something new every single time that you're coming to a new boot camp by DevTown. So let me just show you the attendance for today. Give me a second. Okay. Response is open. Settings is fine, I guess. Yep. Send link. Copy. Back. QR code generator. The portfolio project should be done in Replit. Again, like just it's simple enough. Just try to do it. Day 1, I guess, right? Day 1, AUG, August. Okay, guys, so this is the QR code for today's class, guys. Okay, so you can take a screenshot, you can pause the video, you can then scan it again. Okay, just like if you are not able to figure out how to scan a QR code, Google is your best possible method. Just Google how to scan a QR code. Okay, so that should be not that difficult. I hope so. So that once you have scanned the QR code, a Google form will open up. For day 1, just fill up the entire Google form, and please try to make sure that you are using the same email ID every single day and your name has no spelling mistakes in it. Okay, so if you haven't registered for the bootcamp, but this is your first bootcamp by DevTown, the first bootcamp ever by DevTown that you are attending, no issues in that. We'll take up your attendance itself as well as your registration for the bootcamp. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so also guys, if you get some time, okay, just scroll the video down below and just subscribe to the channel as well. It really helps us a lot, because then we are able to approach to more number of companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, to be able to provide you guys with more number of certificates at the end, because we are able to show them that okay, the community is growing, students are learning something new out of it, and they then are able to help you guys out by providing you guys with the certificates as well. Just take some time, scroll down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and it really helps us a lot as well. Okay, thank you so much, guys. We'll meet again tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Please do come at time, and we'll get started with coding from tomorrow onwards. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you.